All right, so this is going to be another television show review. This one's called Saint Teresa of Avila. Powerful, epic mini-series shot on location in Spain that tells the story of one of the most amazing women in history, Saint Teresa of Avila. With meticulous attention to detail and historical accuracy, outstanding production values, and incredible performance by actress Concha Velasco, who won multiple awards in Spain for her performance as Teresa. This acclaimed major television production is the definitive television show on the life of the great saint. Teresa of Avila was called by God to reform and renew the Carmelite order. Daunting task. She was joined in this work by her great fellow Carmelite and spiritual director, St. John of the Cross. This film reveals the conversion that Teresa herself had to go through to deepen her own union with Christ as she endeavored to bring about the same spiritual reform of her Carmelite order. It shows the tremendous opposition that she and John both faced within and without their order to bring about this much needed spiritual renewal. She and John of the Cross were both great mystics who combined the essential dimensions of a profound spiritual life with the very aspects of being completely dedicated to the human tasks necessary for such a reform. All right. Saint Teresa de Jesus TV series. Pretty cool looking VHS cover. 1984. 4 hours, 30 minutes. Saint Teresa de Jesus struggles against all odds to reform the Order of Carmelites in the 16th century Spain. Gets a whopping 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb, 150 ratings. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. I love this television series. 1 hour, 8 episodes each. It says 4 hours, 30 minutes, which is probably the condensed film version of this. Gotta look up Concha Velasco. I've got to get some of these other movies that are on here. More like this. RX for Survival, a global health challenge. Sacred Journeys with Bruce Feiler. The Passion of Joan of Arc and Jesus of Nazareth, 1977, which I already have on my list. Elsa Ramirez was considered for the lead. Release date March 12th, 1984 in Spain. Country of origin Spain. Language Spanish, although the forum.org link in the description has English subtitles automatic. You don't have to click on any button. It just pops up automatic. Also known as Saint Teresa of Avila, which is the title on forum.org, and it's also the title of this video. Filming locations: Avila, Castilla y León, Spain. Production company: Televisión Española, TVE. Technical specs: runtime 4 hours 30 minutes for the condensed movie version. It's in color. The sound mix is mono, and the aspect ratio is 1.3 to 3 to 1. Here's a review from Nicole XOXO, who gives it a 10 out of 10. Same as my review. Or my rating, I should say. My rating is also 10 out of 10. The title of the review is a work of religious art, a masterpiece. Yeah, it's not letting me click on it, so let's see if I can go up. Uh, it won 5 awards total in Spain. I won't go through all of those, but here we go. The title of Nicole XOXO's review on IMDb is a work of religious art, a masterpiece. And it's dated October 10th, 2006. Saint Teresa of Jesus Avila is so beautifully portrayed in this movie. I guess they're talking about the condensed movie version, and it brings her writings into a brilliant reality. For those who have read her works, you will see her actions lived out along with her spiritual insights. The acting could not be better. It is human and humble. I really enjoyed the true to life settings and language. I am happy to see this series has won awards, and Concha Velasco won my heart over. Me too. She is the perfect nun, in my opinion. Her portrayal of the saint was remarkable due to her ability to convey humility, spiritual depth, holy virtue, love for Jesus Christ, and over the course of time to age in character. The rest of the cast was superb in evoking a love or hate relationship for the viewer, because one either will love or hate Saint Teresa of Jesus, and those for or against her strong determination to create the decalced Carmelite order that has flourished throughout the world to this day. I highly recommend this to anyone, believer or not. You will be inspired by one woman's courage to fall through and will never be able to feel self pity or make excuses you can't do something great with your own life after watching this series. There really should be more series made for TV just like this one. The world surely needs them. 4 people found this review helpful. So going down let me just let me just say, I watched the first episode and it blew me away. The cinematography, the language, the traditional Latin mass, everything about it just took me in a time machine of a period that I wanted to be a part of. Now, also in the first episode, Teresa is 24 years old. This pervert priest is trying to hit on her after having sexual intercourse with the bar hag for 7 years. He tries to start hitting on Teresa. So Teresa ends up going from town to town. And she's got some kind of liver issue. So she's suffering big time. They go to some pagan doctor. He gives her a weird concoction to drink, and it just makes it worse. So I'll be interested to see the next 7 episodes. I'm going to sprinkle them in between my movies so you can see the production of my movie reviews go down. It's going to be chopped in half for about another month. And I also have to replace my 2 back tires and do some some traffic school on next Saturday. So that's going to slow me down too. Nevertheless, I will review Rocky IV, 1985, the U.S. propaganda movie with Dolph Lundgren. That's first on my list. Then I've got Saint Teresa of Avila, 1984, episode 2, followed by Maximum Risk, 1996. Saint Teresa of Avila, 1984, episode 3, and last but not least, Little Lord Fauntleroy, 1936. So there you have it. My review of Saint Teresa of Avila. Now, this one is pretty obscure, 150 ratings, about the same number of ratings as Mercenary 2, Thick and Thin, which I just reviewed. So somewhat obscure, although highly rated. And I'd be interested in more of this Spanish actress's work. Although I noticed she doesn't have any lower rated stuff, so I don't know what's going on with that. Concha Velasco. Perfect for this role. What an amazing, astonishing television show this is. Form.org is kind of a mixed bag of lamestream stuff and actual historical things about the Catholic Church that I could learn from. So, yeah, good stuff. Highly recommended. Check it out. I posted the link to the forum.org. 8 episodes for your viewing pleasure. And that's the end of my review. Laters.